Gabriel is suing Rachel Henson in the amount of $3,051. Mr. Gabriel claims Ms. Henson never told him that she had HIV, and as a result, he contracted the virus. Ms. Henson claims the plaintiff chose not to wear protection, so he knew the risk he was taking.
Ms. Henson, you are HIV positive.
Yes, ma'am.
And you intentionally lied to Mr. Gabriel?
Yes.
And kept that from him?
Yes.
And you had a relationship with him?
Yes.
And now, Mr. Gabriel, you are HIV positive.
Yes, that's correct, My Honor.
Please tell me your side of the story.
Okay, so first off, Rachel and I, we met in high school first. The first time I've ever seen her was in high school. I had one girlfriend in college. I always used protection. Once I got out of college, I met Rachel again. And that's where we started seeing each other again. We dated for a few months.
I understand from your statement that while it may be hard to believe, but such a young man, attractive young man, this is the second person you've had romantic relations with?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And so then what happened? So you take your relationship to the next level.
Yes, that's correct. So we took it to the next level.
Well, let me ask Ms. Henson, did you feel the same way about Mr. Gabriel?
Yes, I actually felt real deep feelings for him. He made me feel like a human being. I have been through a lot in my past, and I haven't ran into nobody yet that made me feel like the way he made me feel.
Okay. All right. So then what happened, Mr. Gabriel?
I didn't want to straight have intercourse with her because I really wanted to get to know her better. I have a solid job now. I make...
What do you mean you didn't want to have a relationship, a sexual relationship, without protection?
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct. So
until you got to know her
Until I got to know her better, and I really knew that she's the one. She was lying to me the whole time.
I understand you too when you decided to take the relationship on a more serious level, because for you this was very serious. You two got tested?
Yes, so we got
different
our first
types
test.
of, and why did you suggest that, Mr. Gabriel?
I just wanted no lies. I wanted no lies. I wanted to be honest.
Did you doubt what she had done in college, or did you know he had only slept with one other girl before?
Actually, I didn't know that.
So you just did this as, if we're going to have unprotected sex, I want to make sure we're okay.
I just wanted to show that that I'm an honest guy. She said that she was negative. I thought we could have children now. We could, I just basically had my whole future in front of me. And obviously, she took it away from me. Because a few months later, I really felt, I felt so bad. My body changed and my immune system was so down. I had the flu for 2-3 weeks, which for no reason really. But now the problem is that she knew all along what she had inside of her, and she never told me.
So obviously you had unprotected sex?
Well, the agreement was to always use protection.
So you pushed for protection always?
Always push for protection.
Coming up.
Why didn't you tell him?
Well, Your Honor, it all started back when I was a young girl. It's hard for me to talk about this. I was a victim. I was sexually assaulted, abused when I was 15 years old. I was raped at a young age. So I had a bad past. And it was really hard for me to open up to someone without that trust, that they will make me feel like I'm not even a human being. So it was hard for me to open up right away.
Is that how you contracted?
That's how I got diagnosed with HIV.
From that sexual encounter?
Yes, when I was a young girl. So it's very hard for me to talk about this even today, to talk about this to you.
Rachel, I had no clue.
It's very hard for me. And most people don't understand what I go through inside every day. Most people don't understand because they're not in my position.
You understand what it's like living with a disease like this?
Yes, I do.
And you understand that you have a higher obligation not only to yourself, but to the people that you're in a relationship with.
Yeah,
Yes.
What about me now?
Yes, I do understand. And it's just hard for me to talk to someone about this situation.
Okay, I understand that. And as I said, I'm trying to be sensitive about it. and I understand, and I can only imagine what you go through on a day-to-day basis. However, he could be suing you for a whole heck of a lot of money.
Who's going to pay these bills now?
He
I
could
have
be suing
HIV
you
for
for
life.
fraud, intentional infliction of emotional distress, for negligence of exposing him to the virus, his lifelong emotional roller coaster ride. I mean, people have earned millions and millions of dollars. And ironically, he's only suing for $3,051, the gap where his insurance will not only for this year, where his insurance stops, that won't pay, and he's got to do out of pocket. And I understand you explained that to me in your statement. It's a complicated system, but he's only suing for that. So to me, this is one of those lawsuits that's symbolic. It's not about the 15 minutes of fame being on television. It's not about the money. It's about a point. You are an adult. You knew exactly what you were doing. You put somebody else's life at jeopardy. This is the kind of disease that we don't know how it's going to. He's healthy today, but we don't know what's going to happen in the
You know nothing.
Yes,
you
Your
might
Honor.
live forever, but he may not. So you took that away from him. And unfortunately, that's not right. And, you know, I don't understand, Mr. Gabriel, you could be suing for a lot more. You could have done this, obviously, in a bigger lawsuit, not small claims. You have every right to do, but I have a feeling that's what you're trying to do. You know, this is...
I've been honest with you from the beginning, okay? I trusted you. Look what you've done.
Yes, but I feel you're grown too. You have to take some responsibility
Okay,
in this
Ms.
too.
Henson, that's where you're absolutely wrong.
Right.
You're absolutely wrong. Okay?
Your Honor, if he would've
that means
used the
you're
protection-
Ms. Henson,
I didn't know about it.
Mr. Gabriel, Ms. Henson, this tells me that you really haven't learned from your situation, and that you're in such a denial that what you want to do now is hurt other people as much as you're hurting. And that's a sign to me that you seriously need help.
Judge Perez's verdict.
Based on the evidence, I find that I will grant the plaintiff's claim for $3,051, the medical expenses that he's had to submit and pay for out of pocket for just this past year alone. I believe that are directly a result of the actions of the defendant, so therefore Ms. Henson will have to pay you $3,051.
Thank you.
So based on the evidence, I will grant the plaintiff's claim for $3,051.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $3,051.